Welcome to VLAN. This is session number 2 of Cyber Laws. In this session, we are going to cover following topics: the judicial system. In this, subtopics are institutions of the judicial system, procedures in civil cases, procedure in criminal cases, and officers of court. First one is institutions of the judicial system. The judicial system consists of a number of institutes such as your courts and tribunals. Tribunals, a code of procedural rules for conducting these judicial processes in a fair manner and a set of personnel including lawyers and judges. नॉर्मली हम जो ये दो इंस्टीट्यूट बनाते हैं जुडिशल सिस्टम में, उनका नॉर्मली वर्क होता है रिलेटेड टू योर जजेस एंड द लॉयर्स. We discussed one by one each of them. First is your courts. The Supreme Court of India is the supreme judicial body. It has present 25 judges and a Chief Justice of India. The number can be increased by a government if found necessary. The judges of the Supreme Court are appointed by the President on the advice of your Union Council of Ministers, and in constitutions with such judges as the President may think necessary. The judges retire at the age of 65 years. This all is the information regarding to your Supreme Court. Now, in Supreme Court, there are 4 types of jurisdictions. First one is dispute between two states or between a state and a union of India are decided by the Supreme Court. ये हमारा जो फर्स्ट टाइप है, उसके अंदर नॉर्मली हम ये कह रहे हैं कि हमारा जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट है वो कौन से केसेस के ऊपर अपना डिसीजन देते हैं. फर्स्ट वन, अगर कोई दो स्टेट्स के बीच में कोई डिस्प्यूट हो गया है तो वो मैंडेटरी होता है या फिर वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट एलिजिबल है हमें इस पर्टिकुलर के ऊपर कोई भी लॉ बनाने के लिए. सेकेंडली, द सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑल्सो हैज़ अ कंकरेंट जुरिसडिक्शंस विद द हाई कोर्ट्स टू इशू अ राइट और अ डायरेक्शन टू एनफोर्स सम फंडामेंटल राइट्स. अगर हम कोई अपने फंडामेंटल राइट्स को फॉलो नहीं कर रहे तब भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट पे हम उसके अगेंस्ट कोई भी केस ला सकते हैं और उसके अगेंस्ट वहाँ पे हियरिंग होगी और जो हमारा एंड रिजल्ट आएगा हमें उसे फॉलो करना होगा. द थर्ड टाइप ऑफ जुडिशियल इज टू हियर अपील्स फ्रॉम द सिविल एंड द क्रिमिनल केसेस डिसाइडेड बाय द हाई कोर्ट्स. द एपिलिएट मीन्स जो जिसने उसे अप्लाई किया है इज लिमिटेड एज डिफाइंड बाय द प्रोविजन ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. जो भी ये सिविल और क्रिमिनल केसेस होते हैं और हाई कोर्ट्स में डिस्कस हो चुके हैं, हम उन केसेस को भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के अंदर डिसीजन के लिए ला सकते हैं. एंड द फाइनली इज द प्रेसिडेंट कैन सीक एडवाइजरी ओपिनियन फ्रॉम द सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑन एनी क्वेश्चन ऑफ लॉ और ऑफ फैक्ट ऑफ पब्लिक इम्पोर्टेंस. नाउ, बीइंग द हाईएस्ट कोर्ट ऑफ द लैंड, द लॉ लेड बाय द सुप्रीम कोर्ट इन इट्स जजमेंट इज बाइंडिंग ऑन द ऑल कोर्ट्स इन इंडिया. जैसे कि इस डायग्राम में दिखाया जा रहा है, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपका सुप्रीम कोर्ट है और इंटरनली उसके जितने भी कोर्ट्स हैं उन सब के ऊपर हमने सुप्रीम कोर्ट को रखा है. दैट इज़ जो भी लॉ ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट बनाता है उनके नीचे जितने भी लॉज हैं हायरार्की में उनको वो लॉ फॉलो करना होता है. लाइक यू कैन सी बिलो द सुप्रीम कोर्ट इन ईच स्टेट वी हैव अ हाई कोर्ट विच इज़ द हाइएस्ट कोर्ट इन रिस्पेक्टिव स्टेट्स. द हाई कोर्ट जजेस आर ऑल्सो अपॉइंटेड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. And the High Court has supervisory jurisdictions over all the courts and the tribunals within each state. So, below High Court we have subordinate courts, special courts or some tribunals. And after that we have district and session courts. And after that we have two different branches. One is related to your civil courts and another is related to your criminal courts. Now, the civil courts are empowered to hear and settle disputes of a civil nature, that is related to your legal rights. The jurisdictions of the various courts are determined by the law on the basis of the nature of claim, the value of the subject matter, and the terrestrial limits where the dispute has arisen. ये सभी टॉपिक्स पे डिपेंड करता है कि हम सिविल कोर्ट में कैसे कैसे उसको हैंडल करते हैं और क्या उसका एंड रिजल्ट है. The jurisdictions of the civil courts can be outstated in a specific type of cases by express provisions of law. There are numerous laws like the Income Tax Act which bar the jurisdictions of the original civil code and provide that those disputes be decided by special tribunals like income tax tribunals. And on the other side we have criminal courts. In criminal courts we have session judges, and the jurisdictions of court is determined on the basis of the authority that is passed to pass a particular punishment. Punishment may be your death punishment, imprisonment, or a fine. The territorial areas where the court is located, the session judge can award the session judge can award any punishment towards the award of death penalty has to be confirmed by the High Court, because High Court is above the criminal court. As High Court is exercised jurisdictions throughout the territory of the state, the district court, civil judges court, or the municipal court can exercise jurisdictions only in the defined territories. हर किसी का एक limited scope होता है, different territories में ये courts जो हैं वो access होते हैं, क्योंकि एक state का higher court आपका एक high court होता है और overall country का supreme court. Next is your tribunals. The tribunals are set up of adjudicate not only tax cases but also labor disputes of civil servants, and etc. When tribunals are set up, all the cases pending in courts and relating to such matters are transferred to the respective tribunals. Tribunals are generally not bound by any technicality of procedure as in regular courts. They have usually subject matter specialists sitting as judges along with the professional judges. ट्रिब्यूनल्स के अंदर बहुत सारे जजेस बैठे होते हैं जो कि अपने अपने फील्ड में स्पेशलाइज्ड होते हैं, जिनके साथ हमारे पास बहुत ही प्रोफेशनल जजेस भी बैठते हैं. ये पूरा कैबिनेट मिलके एक ट्रिब्यूनल बनाता है और दे आर जनरली एंजॉय द सेम पावर एज लाइक कोर्ट्स इन कंडक्टिंग द ट्रायल्स बिटवीन देम. अपील before their tribunals generally lie to the high courts or the supreme court only. Now, procedure in civil cases. A civil case ordinarily starts with a suit. Suit is just a grievance of claim filed in the court. The claimant files a plaint. Plaint means कोई ऐसा एक अपना केस फाइल करना जो कैरी करता है बहुत the description of the parties, the facts on which the claim arises, law on which the claim is based, and the nature of the relief asked for. तो सूट के अंदर जब हम किसी को कहते हैं कि हमने उसे सूट कर दिया है, दैट मीन्स हमने उसके अगेंस्ट एक केस फाइल किया, और केस फाइल करते वक्त हमें एक डॉक्यूमेंट उसे सेंड करना होता है और उस डॉक्यूमेंट के अंदर डिस्क्रिप्शन होता है कि दोनों साइड में कौन सी पार्टीज इन्वॉल्व हैं, उन्होंने आपस में क्या क्लेम सेट किया है, किसने किसके ऊपर क्लेम किया है, कौन सा लॉ जो है उन्होंने मतलब किसने फॉलो नहीं किया और किस चीज़ के लिए वो रिलीफ डिमांड कर रहे हैं. ये पूरी डिटेल हमारी उस पर्टिकुलर प्लेंट में कैप्चर्ड होती है. A civil suit has to be filed within the period of limitation prescribed under the Limitation Act. The Court Fee Act also prescribes a small fee to be paid by the claimant at the time of filling up the plaint, which is excused in the case of persons. The suit must be filed in the court of competent jurisdictions as provided under Civil Procedure Code. If the court finds the suit is properly filed, it issues a summons to the opposite party called the defendant along with a copy of plaintiff. If the defendant doesn't appear after receiving that summons, the court may proceed to decide the suit in his absence also. If the plaintiff absent himself, then the suit can be dismissed. जब हमारा केस कोर्ट में फाइनलाइज हो जाता है कि हाँ ये बिल्कुल एक एक्यूरेट केस है जो क्लेमेंट ने फाइल किया है, तो उसके बाद हम एक समन जिसे हम बोलते हैं भेजते हैं दूसरी पार्टी को जिसके अगेंस्ट केस फाइल किया जाता है. अगर वो मिलने के बाद उस पर्टिकुलर डॉक्यूमेंट के मिलने के बाद भी अपेयर नहीं होता तब भी हमारा केस कंटिन्यू होता है. बट अगर किसी ने जिसने ये सूट फाइल किया है वो ही डिसअपियर है तो नॉर्मली हम उस केस को डिसमिस कर देते हैं. If the defendant appears and accepts the claim, the court may decree the suit. Otherwise, the defendant has to file a written statement containing facts he admits and facts he denies. Then the court can seek clarification on their different statements which is said by both the parties, and thereafter the court frames issues which are the main points are perceived by the court for their decision of the suit. The crucial part of this procedure is called the trial, in which parties are expected to prove the facts through the evidence acceptable in a legal proceedings. अब ट्रेल एक ऐसा पार्ट है जिसके अंदर हम जितनी भी दो पार्टीज जो उस केस के अंदर इन्वॉल्व हैं वो अपने अपने रिगार्डिंग जो उन्होंने कहा है उसके रिगार्डिंग एविडेंस कोर्ट को दिखाती है, और वो ऐसे एविडेंस होने चाहिए जिनके लिए जो कि एक लीगल एक्सेप्टेंस लेवल के अंदर आए. व्हाट फैक्ट्स कैन बी प्रूवन by whom and what facts the court can presume, etc. These all are laid down law by the Evidence Act. The Evidence Act declares that it is a burden of the party which alleges certain facts to prove his part of the case to lead the evidence on them. The party relying on that document has to file that document. In fact, a list of documents each party wants to rely upon is invariably filled with the placed before the issues are framed. On the particular date of hearing of the suit, the parties leads oral evidence through witnesses and expert. A witness is examined by the party who bring him, and the opposite party will have right to cross-examine him, which is intended to test the loyalty of his or her statements. Witnesses are required to take an oath before making any statement to even truthfulness. The procedures of the court are open to public unless it is declared. Otherwise, in certain cases, it is allowable. The judge is expected to record all the evidence, read over to the witness, and get signed by him. Sometimes, when the witness is sick, far away, and couldn't appear in the court may appoint a person to record the statement of such witnesses, and such court-appointed person called the commissioners can also be directed to visit the area and hold the local investigation, which is later submitted as a report in the court. If any of the party dies, the suit can be proceeded by his legal heirs. Parties can always compromise the dispute with the approval of the court itself. A decree is then prepared on the basis of judgment, which contain briefly the relief allowed और disallowed. डिस्क्री एक ऐसा डॉक्यूमेंट है जिसके अंदर हमारे केस का जो एंड रिजल्ट है वो डिपेंड करता है कि वो एंड रिजल्ट में किस किस पॉइंट्स के ऊपर वो एग्री हैं और किस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट्स के ऊपर वो डिसएग्री करते हैं. उस डॉक्यूमेंट को हम डिक्री कहते हैं. नेक्स्ट, ऑन गेटिंग ऑफ जजमेंट एंड द डिक्री, द पार्टी कंसर्न हैज टू सीक एग्जीक्यूशन प्रोसीडिंग्स अगेंस्ट द जजमेंट डेप्टर. द जजमेंट डेप्टर इज द पार्टी from against whom judgment is given. The application for execution has to be made to the court which decided the case in the first instance. The method of execution of the decrees depends on what is required to be done in the circumstances of the cases. In this particular process, the court can attach and sell the property involved, evict the judgment debtor, arrest, detain him, appoint a receiver, and etc. Now, the procedure followed in the criminal cases. The Criminal Procedure Code not only lays down the jurisdictions and the power of the criminal courts, but also the procedure to be followed in the investigation of crimes and trial of person accused of crimes. A criminal proceeding starts with FIR. FIR is First Information Report, which is the information of the occurrence of crime received by the police. This information is reduced into writing at the police station, and a copy of it is given to the necessities. Takes place in a police station having territorial judicials. Now, the territorial judicials means the identified geographical territory will be ascribed to a given police station. Normally criminal cases में सबसे पहला पॉइंट होता है आपको FIR लिखवानी होती है. FIR के अंदर आप सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन रिकॉर्ड करते हैं कि आप किस क्राइम के अगेंस्ट FIR लिखवा रहे हैं, किस टाइम पे वो एक्ट हुआ है और किसने किया है. उसके बाद ये डिसाइड किया जाता है कि जहाँ पे ये क्राइम अगर हुआ है उस पर्टिकुलर की जियोग्राफिकल पोजीशन या जियोग्राफिकल टेरिटरी क्या थी. उस पर्टिकुलर जियोग्राफिकल टेरिटरी में जाके ही आप उस केस को फाइल कर सकते हैं. In view of Supreme Court ruling, the informants will not be constrained by any technical requirement of territorial judicials of police station. In a non-cognizable offence, the police can't investigate the crime on its their own, such as the direct the informant to the concerned magistrate, and etc. Now, in the cognizable offence, one is non-cognizable and another one is cognizable. Cognizable offence, that is some serious crime punishable with death and imprisonment. Then the police proceed with the investigation, which consists of proceeding to the support, interrogate the witnesses, and etc. In this case, the police can summon any person for interrogation and the person are expected to answer truthfully. In the case of women and children, statements are to be recorded in their houses rather than at the police stations. The statements made to the police, if recorded in writing, need not to be signed by the witnesses. Police can make witnesses and give statement to your magistrates during the investigation. If they are in nature of confess, then if they are in nature of the confession, the magistrate has a duty to warn the accused that he is not bound to make it, and that if recorded, it may be used against him. It is the duty of the magistrate to satisfy himself that the confession is being made voluntarily and not only on the coercion or inducement. ये पूरा केस प्रोसीजर तब होता है जब बहुत ही एक मोस्ट क्रिमिनल एक्ट किसी ने परफॉर्म किया हो, जिसे हम कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस कहते हैं. उसके अंदर जब पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेट करती है तो ये कुछ एप्लीकेबल नहीं होता कि आप जब भी कुछ भी हम इंटेरोगेशन कर रहे हैं तो मुझे विटनेस से साइन ही कराना है. नॉर्मली पुलिस उन सबको रिकॉर्ड करती है राइटिंग में और ये स्टेटमेंट पुलिस मैजिस्ट्रेट को फॉलो करती है. मैजिस्ट्रेट डिसाइड करता है कि ये जो जितना भी उन्होंने पुलिस ने रिकॉर्डेड स्टेटमेंट दिए हैं क्या वो एप्लीकेबल हैं या नहीं, या फिर कोई एक फॉल्स है इसके अंदर और पुलिस ने इनको जस्ट ऐसे ही विटनेस के ऊपर दबाव डाल के उन्हें कलेक्ट किया है. During the investigation of cognizable offence, police can arrest person suspected of involvement in the offence. Arrest is a denial of freedom. Arrest का मतलब है कि हम उसे कहीं पे भी फ्रीली मूव करने से रोकते हैं. तो वो तब पॉसिबल है जब हम कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस की इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं. तो पुलिस को जिस पे भी शक होता है वो उसको अरेस्ट कर सकती है. बट इफ फोर्स बिकम अननेसेसरी और नेसेसरी, द मिनिमम रिक्वायर्ड फोर्स कैन बी यूज्ड. Arrest is made on the basis of the warrant issued by the magistrate. In case of bailable offence, the arrested person has a right to be released on bail if he finishes the bond and or without any कोई भी surety demanded by him. A person arrested without a warrant has to be produced before magistrate within 24 hours, excluding the time taken for the journey. The magistrate may remand him to custody of the police or of the jail authorities up to a period of 15 days. The total period of detention before trial can't be exceed 19 days. On the expiry of that period, he has to be released on the bail itself. An investigation police officer can also search a place or with or without warrant in case when he thinks he may not recover in case he spent time in securing a warrant. When police submits a report on completion of investigation to the magistrate, the competent to hear the case, a charge sheet is framed and the criminal proceedings can also be initiated otherwise than a police report. On receiving that complaint, the magistrate record the statement of the complainant and witnesses present, if any, and then cause an inquiry himself or through the police or any other person involved in this activity. The trial in criminal cases can follow one of these three processes. One is your warrant trial, another is summon trials, then summary trial. First is your summary trials. In summary trials, the magistrate hear the case summarily, recorded only the substance of evidence. Summary trials means पूरे केस को डिटेल में पढ़ना बट एक summary उसकी रिकॉर्ड करके रख लेना. And in another summons trials, in this it is not necessary to frame a formal charge. The accused is told about the particulars of the offence, and if he pleads guilty, the plea is recorded and he is convicted. If he doesn't, the evidence of prosecutions, the statement of the accused and any other evidence he may give are recorded, and depending on that particular evidence he is convicted by the magistrate. And last one is your warrant train. This particular train can proceed either on police report or on a complaint. There are minor differences between warrant and other these two types of cases. When an accused appear before a court of session, the prosecutor described the charge against him and informed that the evidence he proposes to advance. After hearing these parties, he examined the material. If judge finds no sufficient ground to proceed, he discards the accused. Otherwise, the judge frames a charge and tries it himself or sends to the appropriate judge. In criminal proceedings, right to legal aid in case of indigent accused is guaranteed under the Constitution of India. The Constitution also provides that person tried and convicted of an offence can't be tried against for the offence. Now, officers of the court, the lawyers who assist the judges on behalf of the parties are often referred to as an officers of the court. It is just the constitutional right of everyone to be represented in legal proceedings through a lawyer of his choice. And if the person is unable to afford one because of his socio-economic position, the legal aid is provided by the state in certain circumstances. Advocates have an exclusive monopoly in the practice law. They are pupils trained in law, court, procedures who give advice to the parties, and they belong to an independent professions governed by a code of ethics and managed by a representative body of lawyers. We call them as a bar council. So normally अगर हम officers of court की बात करते हैं तो वो particular lawyers ही होते हैं जो आपका केस represent करते हैं जज के सामने. Now do it yourself. First is explain the procedure in the civil cases. Civil case अगर आपने फाइल किया या कोई भी civil case आता है तो उसका क्या प्रोसीजर होता है हैंडल करने का. Secondly, explain the tribunals. आपको tribunals को explain करना है कौन कौन इस tribunal का पार्ट होता है और उनका वर्क कैसे डिफर करता है कोर्ट के वर्क से. थैंक यू. हैप्पी लर्निंग, री लर्निंग.